Wildcat Breakdown, Arizona 73-60 win up here in Tempe at Wells Fargo Arena over the rival Arizona State Sun Devils, Pac-12 Conference champions for the fourth time of the Sean Miller era. I'm David Kelly, joined by Steve Rivera, longtime University of Arizona Wildcats beat writer. And Steve, you've seen, I would imagine, probably all 15 of the Pac-10-12 era championships dating back to 1986. To win it with a 16-2 record, I mean, in most years, 16-2, you'd be breezing to the title. But like Sean Miller said after the game on Saturday, this was a top-heavy conference when you look at the best teams, and it took all 16 of those wins to get here. How impressed were you with this run, and as it, I guess, compares to other conference championships the Wildcats have had?
Well, they've gone 17-1 a couple of 2-3 times, I think it was, with very good teams, obviously. But the way they did it, all the adversity, all the injuries, Trier gone for 19 games, PJC out injured. They did it kind of smoke and mirrors, but in a really clever way. Everybody played well when they had to. Sean Miller deserves probably Coach of the Year in this conference. I'm not sure nationally, but in the conference, he's got to be in the running for top guy.
You talk about they did it cleverly, and I think when you look at the game on Saturday against ASU, a game where, again, Lauri Markkanen did not shoot the ball well, but he did a bunch of other things, especially at the defensive end in the second half, the way that he blocked shots that allowed the Wildcats to ignite their transition and get points at the other end was so key in that victory.
No question. He had two of those blocks where you say, where's this guy been? He came like from out of nowhere, especially that first big one. It was like, holy man, Markkanen can do this? If he could do this, even just a little in the next coming games, Arizona's got a little bit more defense left in them. Offensively, we'll see.
Yeah, and I liked the drive that he had on the slam baseline, the aggressive drive. We have not necessarily seen that type of aggression to the basket at the offensive end for him, but the shooting is a concern. I want to get your thoughts on that, but first I want to hear from Sean Miller. I want you to hear from Sean Miller what he said after the game about Lauri Markkanen's shooting struggles.
I'm really not concerned. I know it's been 4 weeks or so and he's really hit on all cylinders, but that's going to come back around. What's really pleasing for us is to see him rebound and score around the basket. And like you mentioned, his 3 shot blocks really set the tone for us in the second half.
Steve, he is just 1 for his last 15 from 3. I think this is a huge concern. I can't, as well as they play, and I mean, against it was ASU, granted, they did a lot of other things, but if he does not get right offensively, I can't see them going deep into this tournament.
He is one of the keys, if not the key offensively, because of that. The good thing is he's got a great sample size where you know he's capable of shooting the ball well. But if you come against a team that's very defensive oriented, against a guy like him, it's going to be tough. But they absolutely need him. He hasn't been strong on the perimeter. The funny thing is we don't know why, and we can't ask him why, and he may not know why. But isn't it strange how we can't get to him because just to say what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's kind of the way it is now in college basketball, especially around this program. They're going to protect players that they want to protect. They could not drop a dime in Tempe Town Lake in the first half of this game here at Wells Fargo Arena. And to me, I mean, yeah, they were up by 1 at halftime, but just going back to what you just said, I mean, in a game against a really good team, you shoot like they did in the first half, you might be down 10-15 at the half.
No question. And let's remember, too, in 2 weeks, they're going to be playing teams that aren't ASU, a lot better teams that qualify for the NCAA tournament. So they can beat ASU. Can they beat the teams that are better than ASU at the next level in the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or whatever rounds? They have to play better, no question. Although they did well enough today to win.
Riley Alkins, just a phenomenal game, rebounding the basketball with 15 rebounds. I mean, that was kind of his staple at the beginning of the season. One of the things you liked about him was the way that he attacked the glass, and he really did that against the Sun Devils.
Riley Alkins, I don't know that name. I've renamed him Scrubbing Bubbles. He cleaned the glass.
Scrubbing Bubbles.
Because he's cleaning the glass. The guy came out of nowhere and did what he does. He's so good at so many things, but not a great player at so many things. But you want that guy playing for you.
I guess for you, what do you like most about the way this team is right now going into the Pac-12 tournament and the NCAA tournament?
My biggest question is I don't know how good they are. They haven't really put that game together since the UCLA game and before the UCLA game. They're capable of great things. But if things go bad, Marketing doesn't hit the shots, Trier has a bad day, you don't know. You just don't know because they're unpredictable.
Yeah, they so much are. I mean, we saw today, there was a lot of foul trouble early as well. PJC got into some foul trouble, so he wasn't necessarily able to get going offensively, but he did make a three, 18 for his last 27, I believe, from three. That could be one of those things where once you get into tournament time, we always talk about how guards are important. If he could continue to play like that and make big shots, then it could give them that boost that they need.
It might be the world balancing out, Marketing not shooting so well, and PJC hitting the shots.
Exactly.
Who knows, but at least one or two guys are doing that, and they're hitting the shots.
Who wins the Pac-12 tournament?
Oregon. Oregon's such a good team. Yeah. It's going to take a lot for them to get beat, especially if Arizona plays UCLA on a Friday. Yeah. Have to come back right away and have to play Oregon. More power to them if they do. It's going to be a while, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, you think about it. Finishing second, 16-2, but now you got to go through UCLA and Oregon. I mean, again, we go back to back-to-back nights. We talked about just what Sean Miller said in his post-game press conference. It is a top-heavy conference. It's going to be a fun time watching it in Las Vegas. Steve, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, the Wildcats, Pac-12 Conference champions once again as they beat the Sun Devils here at Wells Fargo Arena, 73-60. Stay with us for your continuing coverage of Arizona Wildcats basketball.